One.
Good morning, class.
Good morning, sir.
How are you, class?
We are fine,
Good morning, sir.
I'm fine. Before we dwell much into today's lesson, let's quickly go through this mental map, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, check out your books, your class books, and write this mental map. We only have 5 minutes allocated for this mental maths. Let's quickly go through it within this 5 minutes and do the recaps.
Yes.
I'm going to use my name stick to request. Can you pick up one? 2 times 2, 2 times 6.
It's 12.
2 times 6, is it 12?
Yes.
12. Pick up one. And I was a corner 3 times 5? 3 times 5? 15. Pick up one. I want to think. 4 times 3?
12.
4 times 3? 12. Pick up one. Then Chawala. 6 times 6? 36. 36. Then the last one, there's the common onomatopy. The common onomatopy 10 times 3? 20.
Yes.
Is it 20?
No.
8. 8. Yeah, exchange your books and mark, quickly. Do you all got 2 tab?
Yes.
All of you?
No.
Who got 5? 3 of you. Who got 4? You got 5 and you got 4.
No, I didn't think so.
Then what did you obtain? So you got 5 or 4?
I got 4.
Oh, you got 4? You are keep yourself. You really have to keep yourself. In grade 4, when you were taught about length, you were introduced to this measuring instruments. Do you still remember this measuring instrument?
Yes.
Yes.
What is the name of this measuring instrument? Let me use my basketball.
I forgot the name of the measuring instrument.
Call your friend to help you. Anyone to help?
Triangle wheel.
It's a triangle wheel,
Yes.
It's a what do we use triangle wheel for?
To measure the distance on the ground.
Exactly. We use triangle wheel to measure the distance on the ground. I can't use the triangle wheel to measure distance, or maybe let's say on an air or on top of a table. I can't use the triangle wheel on top of a table. I'm using it on the ground. Then what is this? What is the name of this? Of this one? Let me use my name stick. Tabatu thing?
Ruler.
Is this a ruler? Almost there. No. It's a ruler, but it has its name.
It's a big ruler.
Big ruler. Yes, I can take it. It's a ruler, it's a big ruler. Anyone try?
Meter stick.
It's a meter stick. Then we have this one. What is the name of this one?
It's a rule.
This one is a ruler. We use this one to underline our work when we write. We use this thing every day in school. Then what is the name of this one?
Tape measure.
Exactly. It's a tape measure. Measuring tape, ne? It's a measuring tape. So before we move to our learning intentions and success criteria, I would love to tell you a story. Ne? A story about all these measuring instruments. Remember that long time ago, there was no technology was very poor. We didn't have triangle wheel, we didn't have meter stick, we didn't have measuring tape, we didn't have all these things. Ne?
Yes, sir.
Then that's why, but length was there. One thing for sure is that length was there. People were measuring length, but they were not this measuring instrument. So, according to your mind, there was not this measuring instrument, but people were measuring length. What did they use long time ago to measure length? Let me use my basketball. What did they use long time ago to measure length?
Footsteps.
Exactly. They were using footsteps. And what? Call your friend.
So I'm not sure. Maybe they were using strings again, maybe to measure. Maybe let's say I'm measuring from here, coming here. I'll use a string, then I will know the distance.
Exactly. They were also using strings, ne? But mainly, long time ago, mainly they were using human's body to measure length. They were relying on human's body to measure length because of they didn't have triangle wheel, meter stick, ruler, and all this measuring instruments that we have today. Instead, they were measuring length. Let's say I have to measure length from this chalkboard here, from this chalkboard up to there. They were using footsteps. They were measuring like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up until there. Then, and let's say from here up until here, it gives me 17 footsteps. Then it is called 17 feet. Ne? It is called 17 feet. If they measure a smaller distance, let's say they measure distance from this side to this side. Obviously, you can't climb a board and do your footstep. They were using human's body, they were using hand span. They were measuring using the hand. They were measuring like this, Then when up to, let's say it's 6, it gives me 6 hands, then it is called 6 hand span. Ne? Then some of the wise men sat down and said, no, we can't rely on human's body to measure length. Because who can tell me why? Why don't we rely on human's body to measure length? Let me use my name stick. So why don't we rely on human's body to measure length?
Because we are not equal.
Because we are not equal. Exactly. Anyone to try? Anyone to give his or her own opinion? Chabalala?
We won't always get the exact length.
Exactly. You won't get the exact length. For example, Remufile, can you please come here so that we can measure this? Actually, let's use Remufile and the please measure this table first using your hand span. This table. Yeah, hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5
enough.
5 enough. Remufile, can you please come and measure? On the corner, we got 5 enough, ne? 5 enough and span. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, and on, yeah, thank you, you may sit down. And on the corner, we got how much?
5 enough.
We got 5 enough. And on the Remufile, we got how much? 6. We got 6. So this shows that we can't rely on human's body to measure length because our size, our parts differ from one human being to the other. The total got 5.5 hand span, while the Remufile got 6. And a 2-year-old man or a 2-year-old girl or boy can get 12 hand span. Then which one are we going to pick? Which one are we going to say is correct? There is no one. That's why some of the wise men sat down and said, no, we can't learn this thing. This thing is very bogus. We have to do what? We have to introduce measuring instruments that we are going to use to get the exact or same answer all over the world.
Yes.
Yeah, then that's what some of the ancient Egyptians sat down and introduced the first measuring instrument for length, which is the royal cubit. This royal cubit was introduced in 3rd and 4th millennia BC. You see, then from there, some of the measuring instruments such as triangle they followed, they were introduced. Do you get the story? Do you get where these things are coming from?
Yes.
So let's move to our learning intentions. We can't continue with our lesson while we don't know what we are learning. We have to know the learning intentions of today's lesson before we dwell much into what our today's lesson. Learning intentions, we are learning to, can we read all of you?
We are learning to know, understand, and acquire skills about length.
Exactly. We are learning to know, understand, and acquire skills about length. When we talk about acquire, what kind of a skill can you acquire in this topic of length? What kind of a skill can you acquire in this topic of length? Yes, okay.
To know how to measure.
To know how to measure, we can measure different things.
To know how to measure.
To measure, let's say to measure what? To measure, yes, to measure, you are right. You are learning how to measure, but to measure what?
A house.
Exactly, to measure a house. Ne?
Yes.
To measure a house. Those people who build house, in order for them to know, to build the wall from one point to another, they have to get the length that is suitable for that thing. Ne?
Yes.
For example, do you know what this thing is used for? Yes, Charlotte.
To measure the body part of a person.
To measure the body part of a person. The skill that they are talking about, the skills that you will acquire after this lesson is a skill. Let's say in future you want to be a tailor. Ne? Tailor, and I, SM Tim Kulu, I come to you. I come to you with my suit. Let's say my suit or my clothes, in kind of my suit specifically. Ne? Yeah, then my suit is not fitting people on me. So I'm going to take my measurement and make my suit fit me proper. That's the skill. That's the skill that you have acquired from length. That's the skill that you are referring to. At the end of this lesson, you might need this skill in future. In future, you might need this skill to do those kind of activities. Let's remove it.
So, in the future, if maybe you can go to the bank and use a ruler to measure, will you be able to do that? To suit for you?
No, we can't use a ruler to measure human's body. Look at my hand. Ne? Let's say I have to take the measurement here. Can you please come forward? Take my measurement. We just want to know that from this point up to this point, how much is the measurement from this point to this point?
Okay, I'm using centimeters. Okay, coming here is 5.
Then you see? You see that the ruler is not rolling. It's not going with the shape. But when you use this one, can you use this one to measure my arm? Then you see, you are going to get the proper measurement.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes, you are going to get the proper measurement. So you can't use a ruler or a candle wheel as a tail. Ne? Yes. So our success criteria. Can you read our first success criteria?
I can explain length using my own words.
I can explain length using my own words. At the end of this lesson, to see that you have successfully obtained what was taught today. You have to know how to explain length using your own way. Next, success criteria number 2. Let me use my name stick.
I can name some commonly used units of length.
Exactly. I can name some commonly used units of length. Next, we do have units of length. We are going to discover that on a later stage. Then success criteria number 3. Let's read it all of us.
I can estimate the length of 2D shapes or any given object.
Exactly. At the end of this lesson, you must be able to estimate. To estimate. What is to estimate? What is to estimate? My name is what is to estimate?
I don't know.
Call your friend to help you. Squarer.
I think to estimate is to predict.
Exactly. To estimate is to predict or guess something. Ne?
Yes.
Yeah, is to predict or guess something. At the end of this lesson, you must be able to guess the length of 2D shape or any given object. Ne?
Yes.
Success criteria number 4. Remove really can you read for us?
I can practically measure shapes and objects using measuring instruments.
I can practically measure shapes and objects using measuring instruments. What are the measuring instruments? Are these things that I have here. At the end of this lesson, you must be able to use these things to measure length. Success criteria number 5. Let us read it, all of us.
I can compare between the different units of length.
Yes, you can compare between the different units of length. You can state that this unit of length is bigger than this one, and this one is smaller than this one and this one is average. Ne?
Yes.
Yeah. So, what is length?
It's a distance.
What is length?
It's a distance.
Yes, length is a distance. A distance from where?
From one point to another. So can we write?
Now, don't write this one. Now, just follow me your ears. Don't write. What is length? Yes, you can know.
Length is the distance from one point to another.
Exactly. Length is the distance. It's the distance from
One point to another.
point A to point B, or from one point to another. In simple terms, ne?
Yes.
Can you all read this definition?
Length is the distance from point A to point B,
Or
or from one point to another.
The distance length is the distance from point A to point B. Ne? Or it can be a distance from one point. One point you can be from this door. The distance from this door up to the window. It's a length. It can be the distance from. It can be a distance from this side up to this side. It's length, ne? Yes. Looking at these pictures, we have different units that we use when measuring length. Ne? We have different units that we use when measuring length. Why are we using different units to measure length? Why don't we use the same unit? Why don't we use the same unit to measure length?
because we have different measuring instruments.
Because we have
Different measuring instruments.
yes, because we have different measuring instruments. Besides that, why don't we use centimeter to measure the distance from here up to Cape Town? Why are we using different units?
Ruler is too small to measure.
Why?
The ruler is small to measure.
Exactly, the ruler is small to measure the distance from one place to the other. Yeah, let's quickly name different units of measuring length that we know. Different units of measuring length that we know.
Centimeter.
Centimeter. Let us call it. Let us call them out according from the smallest one up to the biggest one. The first one, the millimeter. The second one, centimeter. The third one, meter. Then the fourth one, kilometer. Yes, these are 4 commonly used standard units of measuring length. Even when you go to America, they are using these 4 commonly standard units of measuring length. Even when you go to Ukraine, everywhere, they use this units for measuring length. Yes, I have these pictures here with me. I have a cake. Do you like the cake?
Yes.
Look for me. Are you hungry?
Yes.
You are hungry?
Yes.
Yeah, after this, I'm going to eat this cake. I do have this cake in my office now.
Yes.
So, length, it can be, length is stated that length is the distance from point A to point B. Length is the distance from point A to point B. It can be the distance from this side of the cake up to this side of the cake. It can be a distance from your head up to your toes. It can be a distance that you run, that the comrades marathons run. The comrade marathons runners run. Yeah. It can be the distance from this, the cap of the pin up to this, its sharpened point. Then it can be the distance from Johannesburg up to Cairo, up to Bangkok, Singapore, everywhere. It's length. It's length. So when measuring this cake, let's say I have this cake with me, then you have to measure this cake. Which measuring instrument are we going to use to measure this cake? Yes, Chabalaba? Millimeter. And we're going to use millimeter as our unit. And which measuring instrument are we going to use? Are we going to use a triangle wheel to measure this cake?
No.
Why don't you use triangle wheel?
Because the triangle wheel is used to measure distance on the ground.
Exactly, because triangle wheel is used to measure distance on the ground. So which measuring instrument is appropriate for measuring the distance from the side of the cake up to the side of the cake? Ruler, exactly. I can use a ruler to measure this distance from one side of the cake to the other side of the cake. And which unit are suitable for measuring cake? Which unit are suitable from this unit?
Centimeter.
Yes, you can use centimeter or we can use centimeters or millimeters. We can't measure a cake using kilometer. Remember that millimeter is our smallest unit of measuring length. The second unit is centimeter. Then the third one is meter. Then the fourth one is kilometer. So we use millimeter to measure small things. I can't use a millimeter to measure a distance from here up to my place. It is impossible, ne?
Yes.
I can't use millimeter to measure a distance from here up to a crossing shopping center. It is impossible. And then we use centimeter to measure, also to measure small things. Ne? To measure small things. I can't measure this table using my ruler. Ne? But I can use what instead of a ruler? I can use a meter stick, exactly. I can use a meter stick and meter. We use meter to measure things that are long, but not longer. We use meter to measure the distance that is long, but not longer than the distance from here to Cape Town. When we move from here to Cape Town, what are we going to? Which unit are we going to? Centimeter?
No.
Which one?
Kilometer.
Kilometer is the one that is used for long distances.
Yes.
Kilometer is used for what?
Long distances.
Kilometer is used for what?
Long distances.
Then moving forward. What do you see in this picture?
A mother.
A man and a boy. What are they doing?
The mother is measuring the height of the ball.
The mother is measuring the height of the ball. Which unit are suitable for the activity that the mother is doing? We can use a measuring tape exactly. but which unit is suitable for this activity the mother is doing? Come on,
Centimeter.
Centimeter. Do we all agree?
Yes.
Centimeter or? We can use centimeters and we can use meters, but let's stick on meter.
Yes.
Yeah, let's stick on meter. Then what do we see in this picture?
A man and a woman are running.
A man and a woman are running.
Yes.
Then on this picture, which unit is suitable? On this 4 units, which one is suitable for measuring the distance that they ran? Meter or? Meter or kilometer? Why don't we use millimeter to measure the distance that they ran?
Because the distance of running is longer than the distance of millimeter.
Come again?
The distance we use for running is not the same as the distance we use for measuring a cake.
Exactly. Because the distance that they've ran cannot be measured with millimeter, because millimeter is used to measure smaller things. It is used to measure smaller things. Then I have pins here with me. Do you know these things?
Yes.
What are they used for?
To pin charts.
To pin chart,
Yes.
They are used to pin chart, isn't it?
Yes.
It is. Isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, it is used to pin chart. Then what do you see here?
A map.
It's a map of a world. Then let's say I have to attend the wedding from Johannesburg. We are here, and this is our current location in South Africa. I have to attend a wedding from Johannesburg to New York.
Yes.
Which unit am I going to use to calculate the distance that I have traveled from Johannesburg to New York? Let me use my basketball.
You're going to use kilometers.
I'm going to use kilometer. Why using kilometer?
Because it's a long distance.
Because it's a long distance, isn't it? It's a long distance, isn't it?
Yes.
So, on our success criteria, it is stated that at the end of this lesson, you must be able to, I can explain length using my own words. Can you all explain length?
Yes.
To claim?
Length is the distance between point A and point B.
Exact length is the distance between point A to point B. Can you name commonly used units of length?
Yes.
Name them without looking at the board.
Millimeter, centimeter, meter, kilometer.
Yes, millimeter, centimeter, meter, and kilometer. So our third success criteria is that we have to estimate the length of two dishes on any given object.
Yes.
I have this pencil here. I have this pencil here with me. Who can tell me that how long this pencil is? First of all, which unit is suitable for measuring this pencil?
Centimeter.
Yes, millimeter and centimeter. So, estimating the length of this pencil, it can give me how many centimeters or millimeters. Actually, centimeters. Let's look at centimeters. Stick. The total number
15 centimeters.
yes, it can be 15 centimeters. When we are estimating, we don't have to. You can't say it can be 60 centimeters. We know that when it comes to estimating, there's no wrong answer, but you have to be approximately close. You have to be close to the correct answer. So this pencil can be 15 centimeters. Then the length of this book, the length of this book when estimating,
20 centimeters.
it can be 20 centimeters. It can be 20 centimeters. And let's estimate the length of this table. Before we estimate the length of this table, remember that centimeter, when you think of centimeter, just think of your pinky finger. The distance from this side of your pinky finger up to this side is 1 centimeter. You can measure it, you can confirm by measuring it. The distance from, let's practically measure this one. The distance from one, it gives you how much?
1 centimeter.
Exactly, it gives you 1 centimeter. Yeah, bear in mind that 1 centimeter is something like the distance from the side of your pinky finger up to the other side of your pinky finger. And sensing and meter. When we talk about meter, do you remember COVID-19?
Yes.
During COVID-19, when we were queuing, what did they say? We were not expected to queue close to each other. What did they say? What was the rule? Social distancing. Then we were using meter. We were using meter. Then we know that meter is my hand standing like this. The distance from this part of my hand up to this one is meter. Then they might that when you stay like this, the distance from this side of your hand up to this side is a meter.
Even if you are short, say.
Yes, even when you are short, the distance from one side of your hand up to one side of your hand is meter. When we estimate it, I'm not saying that I'm actually estimating that it's a meter. Yes. It's just an estimation that we know that social distancing in some public areas we're supposed to stay like this. Then I know that Chawala is going to queue here and I'm going to stand there.
Yes.
You know that we have a meter between us. Then when we talk about kilometer, when we talk about kilometer, we're talking about 100. We talk about 100 ground sports field. Do you know a ground? Yes. The one that they play soccer. Yes. One ground is 100 meters. The distance of one ground is 100 meters. And we know that in kilometer there are 1,000 meters. Don't worry about that. We're going to get into that after all this introduction part. Yes. Yeah. We are going to get into conversion. In conversion. So we know that 100 sports field they give us kilometer. By thinking, you have to, if you are given, they say, give us a distance of 1 kilometer. You must think of 100 sports field. Yes, ne? Yes. Is it 100 or 10? Exactly 10. It's 10. Thank you for making me to see my mistakes, ne? Yeah, it's 10. 10 sports field, ne? Yes. They give you what? 1 kilometer. Meaning that this one is a meter. And I know that in kilometer I have 1,000 meters. That means a distance, if I have to measure kilometer using my hands standing like this, I have to picture up 1,000 people standing like this. Then give me a 1 kilometer. Do you get it? Yes. That is a long distance. Yes. Yeah. Then practical measuring. So as I was saying, can we practically measure? Can we estimate the distance from this part of the table up to this point?
1 meter. It
can be 1 meter. Then let's estimate the distance from this point up to this point.
2 meters.
It can be 2 meters exact. Then let's estimate the distance from this point up to this point.
4 meters.
It can be 4 meters. Let's practically measure it now. I know that I have my 1 meter up to here. Then from here, my 1 meter again is equals to 2. Yes. Then up to here is my
3.
It's my 3, and there's something obvious. Our estimation is very probable. It's appropriate. Yes. So we've been estimating the length. Now we have to practically measure the length. We have to put what we've been doing into practical. Yes. So let me call one of you to help me. Glen Chaulala, please come here to help me to measure the length of this curve. Why am I using triangle wheel? I'm using a wrong measuring instrument. I have to use this one. No. Why don't I use this one? Oh, this one is for measuring bone. Yeah. Which one is suitable? Is a triangle wheel?
No.
Which one is suitable?
Meter stick.
Meter stick. I have to use meter stick to measure the distance of the door. Chaulala, can you please help me to measure the distance of the door? Yeah, maybe starting from here. 5,
10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95,
Meter.
Can we have a meter from here, ne? Then we have to move up there. Yes?
It's 2 meters.
It's 2 meters. Keep on counting. Why are you saying 2 meters without counting?
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95 meters.
Exactly. We got a meter from here up to here, a meter from here up to here. Then the length of the door, that means is
2 meters.
the length of the door is 2 meters. Anyone can help me? Let's measure the distance from this point of the class up to there at the back. Ne?
Yes.
Let me use my stick. Start from here up to. Start from here up to the back of the class. When you hear the sound, that means it's 1 meter. When you hear the sound. When you hear the sound count, you say 1. Yeah, and so forth. You can start.
1,
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
You see, the triangle wheel was about to release the sound. Ne? That means we have 7 and 17 meters. That means the distance, thank you, let me sit down. That means the distance from this point of the class up to this point of the class is 7 meter, something, because the width is the sound again. Ne? Yeah. Then let's measure the distance. Let's measure the distance of ring. Remove. Come forward. Okay, can you please measure the distance of ring? Distance of ring, it gives you how much ring?
150 centimeters.
Exactly. Give the thing 150 centimeters. It's 150 centimeters. Yes. Then moving to our, can we all practically measure shapes and objects using measuring instruments? We know how to use the measuring instruments.
Yes.
It's very simple using measuring instruments. So let's now move to our 5th success criteria. I can
Compare between the different units of length.
Yes, I can compare between the different units of length. Which unit of length is bigger than all of them? It's kilometers. Then which one is small? Which one? Which one is second biggest?
Meter.
It's meter.
Yes.
Yeah, this is our unit. This is our basic standard unit of measuring length. We know that 1 centimeter is equals to 10 millimeter. You see that millimeter is the very smallest one because 1 centimeter, the distance from my pinky finger gives me 10 millimeter. Then we know that 1 meter is equals to 100 centimeters. Then 1 kilometer is equals to 1,000 meters. This shows us that meter is bigger than all of these units. Meter is bigger than kilometer is bigger than all these units. 1 kilometer is bigger than meter, is bigger than centimeter, is bigger than millimeter, and millimeter is smaller than centimeter, is smaller than meter, is smaller than kilometer. Centimeter is bigger than meter but smaller than meter and kilometer. And we know that meter is smaller than kilometer but bigger than centimeter and millimeter. Ne? So, in our today's lesson, we were just only introducing the topic of length. We were not getting deeper into length. We were just introducing the topic by introducing its measuring instruments that we use when measuring. How do we measure, commonly standard units of measuring length, and what is length. On our next topic, we are going to get deep into length. We are not going to convert. Ne?
Yes.
We are not going to convert. We are not going to move from one unit to the other. That's our conversion. Ne? We are not going to convert. We are going to work with figures and numbers. Before we dismiss here, there is a song. There is a song about conversion. This one here is a conversion tool. It's a conversion tool that we'll be using when moving from one unit to the other. Yes. Yeah, I'm going to explain it into details on our next lesson when we meet again. So it's a song that we are going to sing. Can you please help me? Thank you. Yeah, in our next lesson, we are going to sing this song. This song is going to help us to convert, to move from one unit to the other.
Yes.
Yeah. Let's quickly sing this song. Let's practice this. Ne? We are now practicing the song. Ne?
Yes.
Tap the keyboard. Yeah. King Henry, die. King Henry, die. He died on a miserable disease called malaria. He died on a miserable disease called malaria. Are you familiar with the song? Can you sing it?
Yes.
Yeah, this is the song that we are going to sing on our next lesson.
Yes.
Yeah, this song is going to help us to convert. It's going to help us to master the topic of length.
Yes.
So let's quickly open on page 71.
Can you sing the song again?
You want to sing the song again?
Yes.
Yeah.
Can practice.
Yeah. We are going to practice. Open up on page 71. Do we see exercise 13.1?
Yes.
Yeah, we are going to write exercise 13.1 as our homework.
Yes.
We're going to write exercise 13.1 as our homework. Question number 1 is that choose the best unit of measurement from the ones in brackets. Number A. I use centimeters meter to measure the length of my classroom. Let's use this. Let's use number A as our example. Which answer is correct there?
Meters.
I use centimeter or meters to measure the length of my classroom. Is this meter or centimeter?
Meters.
Yes, it's meter because the distance is very well to be measured using centimeters. So let's sing the song so that we can go for our break. We can do that. We need a teacher. Yes. Especially during movement. If we saying, you can stop the beat. As I'm explaining. And if you say King Henry, then boys said die. I need to hear bass from you boys. Yeah, let's do it. Let's try it. Remove it.
King Henry.
Excellent. But you have to go with the beat, You have to go with the beat. The movie will be say King Henry. Then boys die. The movie will repeat King Henry. Boys die. Then all together he died on a miserable. We have He died on a miserable disease called malaria. He died on a miserable disease. Yeah, let's sing. Yeah. Don't worry, we're going to master this one. Don't worry. So we know that this one is going to write that based on conversion.
Yes.
Yeah, let me show you how. We know that here we have K. K which stands for kilometer. Yes. Then this one we ignore. Yes. This one I'm not using it. Even this one we ignore. Yes. We ignore 2. Then we move from M. M stands for? Meter. It stands for meter. Then from meter, D we ignore. Then we have C. C stands for? Centimeter. Then we have M again. That stands for? Millimeter. You see, if you master this one, that means you've mastered the content. Yeah. Thank you. Fold your arms and pray so that you can go to break.